I have a perfect trade idea for the Cleveland Cavaliers if they make one. If you know this channel, you have tuned in before and heard I want Jonas Valanciunas for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Welcome back to Cavs Digest, everybody. Billy BB back with you. Trade deadline coming in really, really hot. We got a lot of options for the Cavaliers. One option is don't trade at all. Another, get under the luxury tax. Another is a list of names that we have gone through on this channel. So what I will say is that is the reason to subscribe. If you have been subscribed, if you have been following us on the channel, you have seen the names we've gone through. You have seen the options we've gone through. If you haven't, go back, watch all those videos, and good reason to subscribe now to be updated later. Drop down into the comments. Always love reading what people think. People get confused by what I say. People watch not enough of the video and they didn't watch everything, or they didn't watch it at all and they left a comment leaving themselves with clown makeup on down into the comments. Don't leave a comment if you didn't watch the video. Just you saw the thumbnail, so you wrote a comment. Watch the video at least, then go for it. But as always, subscribe. So the Cavaliers' tough loss to the Boston Celtics last night. We did a video on that, on why I think the Cavaliers should make a trade, what kind of trade they should be looking for. But for weeks, we've discussing what the Cavaliers may do. Name after name has cycled through things. What they will do, how they will do it, options. We're going to go through all that. We have that ability to run down the list of options when it comes to these players. And again, I want to establish, we have said the Cavaliers most likely will make a trade to get under the luxury tax. That's what it seems. After last night against the Celtics, that may have changed, right? Their wings weren't there. Okoro and Wade did not play. And a lot of the other guys didn't give you anything. Strus didn't give you anything. LeVert didn't give you anything. Now, Mobley didn't either, so that tells you something. It was hard to watch George Niang last night, but hey, he had to play because once again, Isaac Okoro was hurt, Dean Wade was hurt. Great example of when I get a little stressed out in the comments. Well, Wade and Okoro didn't play. Relax. If you watch the whole video, that's the reason I said they should make a trade. Okay? Once again, they're not playing. If they're not healthy now, if Dean Wade can't go a month without getting hurt, why all of a sudden do we infer he'll be making a difference for the Cavaliers later in the playoffs? As for the luxury tax, we've gotten into that. That's a Brian Windhurst thing, and I've heard it more than once. Jason Lloyd also mentioned it. It's just for down the road stuff. The Cavaliers have a lot of guys to pay coming up. That's kind of a future move, not to be paying the tax now and then later. And again, we'll have more on DeAndre Hunter, which is a name mentioned today. We've talked Cam Johnson. We've talked Brandon Ingram. But it is finally time to get to the man of the hour, Jonas Valanciunas of the Washington Wizards. One of the a lot of jokes there, right? The fifth Jonas brother. I've heard stretched out Jason Kelsey, a taller Jason Kelsey. I mean, there's all these nicknames for a guy on a losing team right now. And I know the Wizards actually just made a trade today. We'll get to the ideas in a second. The Wizards, very thankful. It looked like he was going to be a part of a trade for Chris Middleton, moving with Kyle Kuzma. They end up not trading Jonas Valanciunas, so that was really, really good to see. If you are plugged into this channel, Cavs Digest, which again, subscribe, drop down in the comments. You'll hear that 4 more times. You know I want him. You know I want Jonas Valanciunas. I've talked about it for weeks. I've given all my reasons why I really, really want him. And look, what I will say with him is we know Jonas Valanciunas, right? He was on the Raptors for the Cavaliers playoff run. You can see him as a player. I mean, you look at this dude, I mean, you know what he is. An enforcer, a big guy, a tough guy, get down low and hammer guys, make sure there's trouble down low. You know, if somebody's shoving, if somebody's pushing, send them a message. That is who Jonas Valanciunas is. That's exactly who I want him to be for the Cavaliers in not a ton of minutes. So he's getting minutes right now. He's getting touches. He's getting buckets. I just want him out there for not long a game in the playoffs. But, I mean, you got a long way to go. So this is a guy I want to see actually get in there and actually play. So when you have bigs out there and either Allen's hurt or Mobley's hurt, or Allen needs to sit and Mobley needs to sit, or I know a lot of people, when the Cavaliers played the Rockets, were complaining about Alfred Şengün. Wouldn't you like a guy that shoves back, elbows back, does something that makes the difference and lets Şengün know you're messing with the wrong guy? I love Jarrett Allen. He's going to be a big reason why the Cavs do what they do this year, or don't do. He's a big reason they've done what they've done. But I don't trust Jarrett Allen, again, if you get into it with Mitchell Robinson, if you get into it with Alfred Şengün in the finals or whatever. You're going to play the Knicks. If you get in with Kristaps Porzingis, who went at the Cavaliers last night, I trust Jonas Valanciunas to get in there for a little bit of time, a good stretch. And look, I think the Cavaliers learned again against the Boston Celtics last night. A 2-minute stretch, a 4-minute stretch can make all the difference. So if Valanciunas is making the difference in that stretch, more power to him. I love it. I want him. How can the Cavaliers get him? First trade I lined up, Georges Niang and Sam Merrill. Both guys played a ton last night. Both guys proved they cannot play in important games and make a huge difference. They can't. They did that last year, and then that's reconfirmed now. I understand you were down Dean Wade and Isaac Okoro, and again, you can go back and watch my video there. I already gave my reasoning that those guys should be traded, I think, too, to find a wing and a guy that can make the difference. At the most, again, Valanciunas can get in there and give Dean Wade a break, can help, can make a difference. Now you're going Valanciunas and Mobley instead of Mobley and Dean Wade, and giving Dean Wade a little less minutes, getting him a little healthier, a little bit fresher. Sam Merrill can shoot. He can really, really shoot. There's no doubt about it. But he gets out physicaled. He doesn't provide defense. I mean, there's a real issue with him. We saw it last year in the playoffs. He faded away and was unplayable. And again, Kenny Atkinson's not going to mess around with it. And then for Georges Niang, I just keep seeing this stretch in my head. He catches an open three, misses it, runs down the floor. He's beat out by Jaylen Brown speed-wise, grabs him as he beats him out, 3-point play. And it was just a moment, right? Too much going on the floor at that time for Georges Niang. So again, you'd rather have Mobley and Valanciunas in that moment instead of Mobley and Niang or Jarrett and Valanciunas, whichever. I mean, sub-amendment. Isaac Okoro, this is strictly dude's hurt again. Not that he's been all that great in the playoffs, but the guy's hurt again. So you're just swapping for a reliable big man that, again, can fill these minutes, make the difference for a couple big guys to get some time off. And I'm done with the Isaac Okoro experiment. I'm done. You needed him again last night. He wasn't there. He doesn't shoot a good three in the playoffs. We've seen that. And, I'm sick of playing the Celtics, and the consensus at the end of the game was, well, wait till Okoro gets back, or with the Thunder, or with whoever, the Rockets, whoever. Wait till Okoro gets back. Wait till Okoro gets... Can we guarantee he's going to play in the playoffs if he can't play now? He's another guy. Seems like he can't go a month without missing a game. And it's not like Darius Garland where he's a scheduled day of rest because he's played so much, so many days in a row. It's he hurt himself again. So Valanciunas is the guy for me. I've given you my reasoning. You either agree with it or disagree with it. I'd love to hear from you. If you do want Jonas Valanciunas, if you're with me on this, which one of those trades I lined up do you like? Is there another one you think the Cavaliers should make? I kind of didn't really get into Dean Wade, but hey, if you're done with the Dean Wade experiment the way I am with Isaac Okoro, swap them. Let me know what you think. Drop down in the comments, and hopefully we see that beard soon here in Cleveland and here on Cavs Digest.